Ever felt your stomach tie itself in knots right before a big presentation? Modern science calls this the gut-brain connection, but traditional Chinese medicine mapped out this exact relationship over 2,000 years ago. Chinese medicine treats your digestive tract as a dynamic, weather-dependent ecosystem. It responds to your internal environment just as a garden responds to the world outside. In this ecosystem, the spleen acts as the soil. It is responsible for taking in food, breaking it down, and turning it into the energy that fuels your entire body. Then there is the liver, which acts like the wind. Its job is to keep your energy moving smoothly and evenly. Because it is highly sensitive to your emotions, this wind shifts whenever you feel stressed, frustrated, or anxious. Healthy digestion depends entirely on a harmonious balance between the wind and the soil. When they work together, your rhythm stays steady and your gut stays calm. When emotional stress enters, the liver's energy stagnates and tenses up. This creates a primary mechanism called liver overacting on the spleen. The tension becomes a chaotic storm. As the wind batters the soil, the earth cracks and clumps, making it impossible to process food. This internal weather event is what triggers the physical symptoms of IBS, leading to weakened digestion and those familiar painful spasms in the gut. Because everyone's internal ecosystem is different, IBS symptoms vary wildly from person to person. To find relief, we have to identify your specific weather pattern. The first pattern is the windstorm. If your symptoms are triggered by stress and include bloating or tension along your ribs, your liver energy is likely stagnant. A practitioner might even notice red sides on your tongue and a tight, wiry pulse. Then there is depleted soil. This is a lack of processing energy in the spleen, leading to fatigue after meals and chronic loose stool. This pattern usually shows up as a pale tongue with teeth marks along the sides and a very weak pulse. A third pattern is the hot swamp, where trapped moisture creates a sense of urgency, burning sensations, and a foul smell. If this is your weather, your tongue might have a thick, greasy coating, and your pulse will feel slippery. Finally, the winter freeze happens when the body lacks its internal warming fire, often called kidney yang. This leads to cold hands, early morning diarrhea, and a pale, swollen tongue with a pulse that feels deep and slow. Identifying which of these four systems is dominating your gut is the first step toward bringing your ecosystem back into balance. Once you understand your internal weather, you can begin to adapt your diet to support it. For depleted soil or a winter freeze, the goal is to introduce warmth. Cooked foods, soups, and rice porridge help revive the system, while raw salads and ice drinks should be avoided since they can freeze the garden further. If you are dealing with a hot swamp, you need to clear that heat. Hydrating and eating bitter vegetables helps cool the system, while spicy foods, alcohol, and heavy dairy only add more sludge to the swamp. For a windstorm, the focus is on the behavior of eating. Using relaxed meal times, chewing slowly, and practicing emotional regulation helps calm the erratic wind before it can attack your digestion. Every meal functions as a direct environmental control for your internal ecosystem, helping you shift the climate toward health. One of the most frustrating parts of IBS is how quickly it changes. You might shift from constipation to diarrhea in a matter of days. This variability is simply the result of your liver's energy reacting to the world around you. As your stress levels fluctuate, the weather in your gut shifts in response. This explains the pain. In Chinese medicine, where there is obstruction, there is pain. When energy gets stuck, the intestines spasm and bulge, creating distress. Pain relieved by passing gas or stool is proof that this temporary energy traffic jam has cleared. Understanding that your pain is tied to this movement of energy takes the mystery out of your daily symptoms. To create lasting change, we look at two levels of health, the root and the branch. The root is the underlying weakness in your digestive soil, while the branch represents the acute triggers, like a sudden windstorm of stress or a buildup of dampness. To keep it simple, if you're stressed, liver wind is the cause. Tired with loose stool, spleen soil needs more energy. Burning urgency points to a hot swamp pattern. Freezing morning symptoms mean your internal warming fire is low.
Harmonizing both the deep root and the immediate symptoms through your diet and emotional regulation stabilizes the entire network.
Take a moment to check your own internal weather report. Once you identify your pattern, you can start bringing harmony back to your gut.